What a prolific. See ya. Bye-bye.
You guys shut it down? Thank you. Studio out with that goddamn fog machine.
It's a hazer.
Yeah. Start off with a little speed round.
Oh.
You ever see Mad Max?
Yeah.
Chick.
I have, yeah.
Apocalypse Now?
You know it.
Chick.
Redux 2. Extra time in the French colonized part of the upriver.
What about Alien?
I have, yes.
Chick.
Own the quadrilogy. Bought it with a Secret Santa gift card.
The Warriors?
Yeah.
Chick. The Joik?
The Jerk. Oh, Ingve Schnock. Not Ingve.
What about
Schnock, though. That's what they put for the jerk in French.
the Schnock?
Yeah.
What about Life of Brian?
Yes, Monte Carlos. Rolling the dice. Seeing the craps. What the pythons.
Black Stallion?
I don't know. Heard of it. It's on my radar.
Not
when I
anything
was
wrong
younger.
with it if you have.
I don't think so.
I've definitely seen it.
Maybe bits and pieces.
Something that my
I'd
mom
have to
would've
see
showed
some
me.
iconic scene from it and, ponder.
You gotta see how dark that shade really is on that stallion.
HD.
Oh yeah, massive. So you've seen quite a few movies from 1979 then, huh?
Yeah. Jeez. Fucking hitting a number of them. That's 100% true, please. Yeah.
Right before
Wow.
they killed rock and roll. What do you think? 79?
Right
Good year?
Right before they killed rock and roll.
Oh, the 80s, man.
The troubly years.
The end of an era, some would say.
Well, a decade at the very least.
Decade prior to the end of the era.
Yeah. Track Pants came out January 1st.
Any other babies out of 79 that you've seen?
I don't know.
Quite the brood here.
Yeah, is Cronenberg doing stuff?
Cronenberg was.
Is this Cronenberg's? What are you
was-
going to tell me? Is this his debut record?
No.
When did he go back to? When's he been bringing dead since?
I can't think this is his firstie.
Ringing it. Well, it seemed like maybe a sophomore effort. No, not a first movie, perhaps.
I'd say The Fly's before this, wouldn't you?
No, The Fly was in like 84. 86. Bumping it up. Pushing it past 85.
Oh, he did quite a few things.
Commercials
before.
for Javex? What are we talking about?
I started out with two shorts, Transfer and From the Drain.
Very acclaimed Canadian director, David
Fast
Cronenberg.
Company. The Brood.
Indeed.
Before
Not,
Videodrome. I haven't seen very many cronies. But I did like Infinity Pool, which was done by Little Cronie.
I don't want to hear about no Nepo baby, do I?
Brandito. The Brandito. And they both like to get down and dirty.
Yeah, known, I guess, exclusively for body horror.
Body horror.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
That's a good way to put it. I would say so.
So no Videodrome?
Not yet.
With that genius, James Woods?
I gotta
Blondie.
watch it. I gotta watch it.
Crimes of the Future? Brand new one?
No.
I haven't seen it either.
That's a Brando, though.
Crimes of the Future?
Is that David?
Well,
Is that Senior?
got no idea no more.
Papa? Is he still kicking?
Yeah, I bet he is. Stay young. Do what you love, and you stay young.
We
Show
only saw
body horror.
We only saw the tip of the Cronenberg.
Oh yes. And that's like
You think they?
that's a sin.
Why don't they team up on anything like Fincher did with his Papa?
You look at him as direct competition. Maybe that's why we don't watch that much Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Can't know we don't stack up against some of the most acclaimed Canadian directors, right?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like to be thought of as a Canadian director.
You're wagging the flag.
Damn.
You're fanning yourself with maple leaves.
That's true. Might have to change that.
You wanted to call this thing the Maple Leafs. The tired Maple Leafs.
Maple Leaf Masterminds.
Yeah, we'd be a bunch of wieners.
Yeah, it would be like Bob and Doug.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing separating us. And a beer. What did you think of the score of The Brood? Not only sets the scene, not only sets the tone, but sets like the time of when this movie was made.
Yeah.
And
Right on the cusp of an era, somebody once said.
you couldn't really even get a feel for it because it kept switching up. Like at the end, it was almost like a direct rip-off of Psycho. Like it was like every single inspiration that he had all mixed it together. But yeah, I love that. I love that over the top, the hard strings.
Oh, yeah. Some references to Psycho for sure.
Yeah.
Or an homage, I guess. A Canadian homage to the American Psycho.
Just to let you know, we're still watching you up here, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can make a movie pretty good. You know, we have a couple of bad eggs down here as well. In old Canada.
Yeah. Which province is he from by?
Well, they're up there in what, Ontario?
Northern Canada.
But what about that blue font?
It was blue, mighty blue.
Yeah, it was like it was not a rich dark blue. It was a light blue.
It had a hue of blue.
And maybe the last pleasant moment in the movie.
Yeah. It almost had like a feathered out outline of blue.
Oh, mine was sharp.
You were sure?
Oh, Amazon Prime crisp.
That's how
That was
watched it.
actually. That's how you watched it?
Yeah. I didn't go back and look at them again.
Then what? Did you check your settings? Because mine was sharp.
Mine was on feather.
Oh my goodness. Because I watched the trailer right before, or shortly before, and I noticed it seemed kind of feathered, the font in that, and so I did take immediate note of the crispness.
Did you know this is also available on YouTube?
Yeah. I think I did see that it was on YouTube.
So, just for all you cheapos out there, you don't gotta pay monthly to see this.
Although you can watch it monthly. It's that sort of movie, right?
I would. I'm gonna watch it next month.
Can't wait till next month now.
Maybe every time of the month. It's that time of the month.
Yeah.
We should watch The Brood. That's what I'll say.
It's not quite on the full moon, but it's close.
So how do we start out? Two guys hanging out in the sunken room?
Say sunken a few more times.
sunken
Are you
place?
trying to get a nice crisp audio bite? You're like, I'm going back. I'm fucking singling out sunken.
Well,
Yeah.
hanging out in the sunken place?
Yeah, just picture it. A black box scenario. Just looking eye to eye. It's becoming this...
I thought this might have been a Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. There's a little bit of... you should have been born a girl.
Yeah, Michelle.
Very transgressive.
Yeah, this guy.
But
Lawrence Ray.
Yeah.
Success story.
Yeah. And it's
Mikey. He's giving Mikey the gears.
it's an intense scene, right?
Yeah.
These guys going back and forth.
Pretending to be his papa.
Yeah, oh yeah. He gets right into the mind of these people and implants his face on somebody who has inflicted some type of trauma, it seems.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a status battle, would you say?
Oh, yeah.
If you put it in technical filmio terms.
And it's not like he is trying to redeem these traumatic characters of Mikey's past. He's giving them the gears as if he really was. You know, you wouldn't be. You're so embarrassing. Can't even take you out.
And
Michelle. Oh, sorry. I mean Michael.
yeah. And then the guy got no shirt on.
You won't even look at me in the eyes. You're weak. That shit's weak, man.
Super weak. You take info and you learn with it. That's how it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not in vain. This bus stop sort of scenario.
Yeah. You felt
There's
that too, did you?
There's a small audience.
I was thinking we could do that. And then he asks Michael to strip.
Mm-hmm.
And show off his little
Spots.
spots.
And they're getting worse. Is the scenes...
Note 5. Are they getting worse?
Are they
Question
getting
mark,
worse?
question
Yeah, I
mark.
don't know if they were just getting a little tighter in. You know, is this more than just a play? Is this for the viewer? Is this for the audience? Are they seeing the spots get worse? Is it a tighter shot with more, you know...
I had to go back and see that they were getting worse.
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of little that
Were
time.
they soft around the edge or were they crisp?
It was like that time of the month all over his body. I started
Horrific. But
Horror.
continue.
body horror, baby. Reminds me of that. You know, remember that episode of South Park? Thought he had that disease.
I know it, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not sprung to mind, but...
We see a familiar faced character I found. Looks a little familiar. Sits down, shows up a little late to the seminar.
Right.
This is just open to the public, it seems.
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking this was a man named Barton at first, because it was the only name in the credits that really stuck out to me. But...
His name's within that name.
Bart?
Art.
Art.
Art Hindle
Art
is
Hindle.
the name of the actor that comes and sits down, already in disbelief, not really buying it.
Yeah.
But then the guy beside him he's a genius. This guy is an outright genius.
James Woods.
Yeah. No. He's talking.
No, James Woods
He's
is a
talking
genius.
about Doctor.
Like Terrence Howard.
Dr. Hal.
Dr. Hal. The numbered Hal?
Played by Oliver Reed. You know anything about Ollie?
Should I know something about?
He actually was one of the, I wouldn't say original Musketeers, but the Musketeer movies that came from, the early 70s.
Right.
Between the 70s
Were you
and
into
the
that
80s.
shit?
He was Athos.
Yeah, I think the first time Musketeers was really, I really experienced the story was when...
Iron Mask.
No, there was the Three Musketeers one. And they had the song that came out, All for One, with Bryan Adams.
Chris O'Donnell was the fourth guy.
I don't know, I remember the song. The movie didn't interest me too much. A couple of Musketeers, fuck them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what a... Oh, sorry, if you're a Musketeer.
Yeah, all the Musketeers out there.
Yeah. I know we can be niche at times, but god dang, Musketeers is following us?
Yeah. I didn't mind the New Age Musketeers. The Malkovich. Like, I remember seeing The Man in the Iron Mask in theaters.
Right.
And that movie was pretty effective.
Was that a Musketeers one? Or
Yeah.
just a Dumas?
No, they were the Musketeers
Right.
that saved him and did the switcheroony.
Aye. I did watch The Man in the Iron Mask. I think that had a famous dude in it.
Because it was like it starts out the Three Musketeers are down and out. Like, I think they're out of business.
Oh, no.
They all gotta get back
Ghostbuster
together.
2.
They go, blow the dust off their capes or whatever Musketeers were.
Sorry, I got self-conscious. Were the Ghostbusters down and out in number 2? Or no? Fuck that. Possibly.
All right, enter Chris. This fucking lackey. The doctor's lackey. I guess, what would he be? Nurse? Secretary?
Still during this, like...
Yeah, he just pops up on the stage out of nowhere. It's like a magic act.
Oh, is that the guy who shows up in red?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was creepy. That lights
The
out
bus is
thing.
waiting for you.
I know. That moment was sick.
This is the bus stop theater.
Yeah.
Love that place.
Yeah.
I'm going there Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
Check out the lot. It's gonna be a time.
Yeah. Bring your 12-inch boots
You
and
know
do
it.
some square footage.
Oh, what? But they walk out of the theater. Looks more like maybe the Neptune.
Yeah, it's
Great acoustics in that place, I'd imagine.
It's daytime, you know.
All the woodwork in
Why
there.
did I come to this place? What is this place? It feels familiar yet odd.
Mm.
And yeah, this guy knows his A to B.
What is it? Like, I was trying to explain what you would call this place. Not a retreat, but it's like a... What do you call a place like that out in the woods? I wish if I enjoyed that movie with Julianne Moore, I probably would have got a name for this kind of place. Can't remember the name.
Cold Mountain?
No, the one that is
kidding,
in that
that's-
book.
Nicole Kidman.
The Stand. No. It has the same name as another movie. This is embarrassing.
I've met Julian.
Tell me.
I don't know it, so. But as soon as you say it, I'll probably be like, fuck yeah. Didn't see it.
Because I remember it was me and Caitlin. And I thought it was another movie. So I'm like, oh, let's watch this. And it's just a completely different movie, same name.
Aye.
And I was like, it's going to get good. It's going to get good. Didn't get good.
Damn.
Yeah. But this one got good.
Ah.
This one got good.
Good straight away, heading up the stairs. Like I said, the A to B, right?
Mm.
And lo and behold, you open up this door here, and there's a kid.
Yeah.
We can deduce a few things here.
Children of the Damned.
A little bit.
Daughter of the Damned
Yeah.
looking.
Snowy, which is apt.
Yeah.
The kid's coloring, of course. And
Does it show what she's coloring? Seems like that's a big trope. Is that the kids are always coloring something that's like, oh, they shouldn't be drawing that.
Oh, yeah.
Keep that red crayon away from my son.
Yeah, red flags, like the one you boast, so. And fan yourself with.
Yeah.
You find out it's like a treatment center.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put it that way.
An off-land institute.
Plasma therapy.
We find out this guy is simply trying to visit his wife, who's been absconded to this particular facility, right?
Well put.
And so she's currently involved with intensive treatment. So it's going to be an absolute impossibility to get in there and, start messing around with all this, psychology.
And plasma.
Right. So also, there's signs the daughter has been hit.
Yeah, she's bruised,
Yeah.
scratched, bitten.
Bitten? I don't know.
There is a bite mark.
But anyway, Nola is the mom and the prime suspect in these beatings as of this point in the story, isn't she?
She's guilty.
On all fronts, isn't it?
She seems to be guilty in the eyes of Frank, Father Frankie. Shows up back at the ranch, rather passionate, as Chris would put it. He's getting very passionate out there.
Yeah. Deep and critical times.
So then he comes out and he starts blaming the doctor. He says that the kid's not coming back.
No.
And they start talking about, could take him to court.
Open court.
Yeah.
Ultimate good of your family. A little bit of a guilt trip.
Oh, yeah. It's a guilt trip.
He's come all this way, but,
Does he look familiar at all to you yet?
The doctor?
Yeah. No, the father.
The father. Yeah, George Michael.
No. That's not who I thought it was. I thought it was that giant dwarf. He's like a normal-sized version of that giant dwarf in Endgame. Know what I'm talking about?
OGD. Overgrown dwarf?
Yeah. He was also in Game of Thrones.
Oh, are we talking about Tyrion?
Probably. Matches the description.
Mm-hmm. He's got a name like a dink.
Yeah. He looks just like him.
P.E.?
Yeah.
Young Peter Dinklage?
Yeah. If you watched it again and just watch this guy, man, he looks just like him. Swear to fuck.
Maybe probably it was his dad. I didn't look up.
Big brother.
Could be his dad, right?
Well, he's not Canadian.
Is this guy Canadian? They didn't bring in American actors or British actors or
He's
something?
from Halifax.
From? In real life?
Oh, yeah. Art Hindle.
Do I know him or something?
Yeah. It's your landlord. No, I don't know anything else he's been in. But he is from Halifax.
Interesting.
In my snooping, I found that.
The main guy?
Yeah. Art Hindle. That's a Seinfeld name if I ever heard it.
No, I think it was Vandal. Art Van Dam.
No, that's the architect. Worked on the Guggenheim. It isn't like this guy is so evil, it seems. But he
The shape
like what's
of
he doing?
rage.
He's about to go get in the hot tub. He's got like his bathrobe on with the towel around his neck when Frankie comes in and gives him the gears.
Well, he's a doctor, ain't he?
He's just living the life down in this retreat.
Yes. Yeah. The goal here is to expose the horrors.
Yeah.
And the attorney actually suggests he goes with some sort of plan B. He's setting the stakes because, of course, he'll do what?
What's he gonna do?
Whatever he has to.
Dun dun dun.
That is a dun 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 moment. Don't take that lightly.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the kids' school. Unless you got something else. What did you spot here?
Well, I did appreciate, like, just first, what is this, like 5-10 minutes of the movie?
Sure.
That you're just in the thick of it. Because I did hear about this on Shudder, from the 100 Scariest Movie Moments.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I thought, shout out to Davey. Mm-hmm. But you would assume
Let the shadows just
that
drip.
the movie would start with whatever signs the mother's going through, and then at the start of the second act, she'd go away to this wellness center.
Oh, she's gone.
So I like that it's just bam, we're right in the thick of it, and the
Not even allowed to see
story
her.
continues.
Yeah.
We get to the school,
Yeah.
as you were saying.
Yeah, and it's relatable.
Oh.
I mean,
Right after Frank leaves, he goes to Chrissy Boy and says, set up an emergency session with Nola.
Yeah.
We're moving into phase 2.
What's phase 2?
Find out right now.
Yeah. So at the school, you running into this issue? The zippers? That's...
So this is the scene that you were just talking about, where he's saying how this could really turn on you if you try to take this guy to court.
Yeah.
And they could end up taking the kid away from you.
Yeah. That's why
the law really...
That's why you don't go with this brute force of plan A.
The law really believes in motherhood.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Not the creator. The provider of life.
A little bit of Donnie in that.
Donnie!
We got a zipper issue.
Yeah.
You run into that? That's got to be the most relatable thing, right?
They love zipper jobs.
But that's about all that happens at the school, right? This is just...
But you already know what her snowsuit looks like.
Right.
And I could have swore...
Wait on.
As Frank goes into the school, there's someone in the exact same snowsuit, red, standing outside.
Yeah.
As he walks right past.
Oh.
Not looking too hard at the face.
No.
But just right in. You get to meet the teacher, Miss Mann.
Glad to meet you.
You can see that... what's their relationship? There's a little something going on.
Oh.
I don't know if she's teaching science, but I see some chemistry in that room.
Oh my. Fucking geology. Is that fucking rocks.
True.
So yeah, you just get a little taste. Just a hint of the spark that lies beneath.
Yeah.
In the brood. Cut to grandma's house.
Gam. Having a nice little scotchy poo.
Yeah. Lots of deliberately placed items, right?
Don't worry. She's in good hands. Let me just get a refill.
Yeah. Some nice set deck.
So many drinks in this movie.
Oh, yeah. The beverages in 79.
They're flowing.
Yeah, recession's all gone.
Lots of pictures. Yeah. I hope, knock on wood, Dante doesn't spend too much time in the hospital, but if he does, I won't be snapping pictures.
No.
Posing bedside.
Ugh. Yeah, Candy checking out these old pics.
Looks just like they used Candy.
Yeah.
I mean, looks just like Candy in the bed.
But actually, it could have just been pics back then, in the 79.
Yeah.
This was pre-smartphone. Scroll through all those these days,
Yeah.
right? It's a more manual procedure, but same premise.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Dante was going up through a stack of pictures today. A stack of 4x6.
Nice.
Yeah.
At this point, what is it, like intercutting a little bit as well? Like they're not playing out this whole scene. They're jumping back with the doctor and Nola.
Yeah, to the emergency session.
Mm-hmm.
And so the doctor,
You hurt me.
you find out that he's not wise to everything because he didn't know that Candy was hurt. So he's asking her some questions.
Probing questions. So deep.
But as if he was Candy.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't. Moms don't hurt their children.
Don't they?
Well, sometimes they do.
If they're bad and fucked up.
Yeah, like mine.
Pushed her down the stairs. And you're finding out all this information,
Yeah.
like you said, intercut with
Yeah.
him
You're like,
leaving her with.
yeah, you're like,
Gam.
is this the grandmother I just met?
Yeah.
Breakthroughs?
Yeah. And then you start thinking maybe that's why these bumps. Nola kept going to the hospital because she had all these bumps on her as a kid. And it makes you believe that those bumps were from Mama Dearest.
But the doctor, you know, like he's not out of pocket here. He's still on topic.
Yeah.
And seems more benevolent than at first blush you might think, wouldn't you?
Exactly. And then he switches over to talking as the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't see how. Must be confusing for Nola.
Yeah, it's just that face swap feature, right?
You really get to see how this hypnosis works. Didn't even have to put her back to sleep or anything.
No, just. But then it's cutting back to suspenseful door jamming. It's like a quake is occurring, right?
Yeah.
Or like there's a ghost cat on the counter.
Well, it's hard to tell, like, the geography of this place, of how that door got kicked out with the milk. Like, what's on the other side of that?
And then there's like this camera shot that's almost like security footage.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching, I'm like, where did they put the camera in this place? And then you realize it's the POV of, and I tried to pause on this
Christian.
a lot of time, but that just like covers it right away. When I'd pause, like the head would block the thing. And I kept going back, and it was like 10 seconds that it would jump back, so I'd have to keep watching the same couple seconds. And then I'd keep hitting it like old Nintendo, you know what I mean? I'd be like, pa-pa, pa-pa, play, pause, play, pause, play, pause.
And you never got it to work?
No, I didn't.
Because it was well done.
Yeah.
How little you can see that face.
It's just a fucking frame.
Yeah.
You gotta be absolutely frame perfect.
Yeah. And this kid's acting like peanut butter. Stuck up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, you do see that he has hammer.
Has hammer.
this kid's got a hammer on him.
Yeah. Then he comes out, Bay Croquet, the cabinet creeper, launches his attack.
Yeah. Starts malleting her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Candy comes and finds.
Yeah, the kid's gotta investigate.
Yeah.
And spots a young Yolandi Visser.
Oh yeah, grab the rails.
Yeah, leaves that. Like if forensics were up to snuff back then, you can figure something out with all that. But I guess it would be the.
I was wondering if it was gonna be like an evil twin at this point.
Yeah.
That was hidden away. Because I thought that...
You thought this is where the fucking...
No, but I thought they were going to...
The attic kid comes
see
from.
The blood on the railings and be like, that's her fingerprints. Yeah. So like, she did it. She had the blood on her hands.
Yeah, what fucking Goosebumps cover was this again?
You start hearing how trauma works. Mm-hmm. She forgets the whole thing. And she was sleeping like a rock.
Oh, back to geology. I like it. Thank you. Science. And then finally, we're hearing Tella, Barton Kelly from Halifax. And I'm thinking now, well, this shit is getting a little too close to home.
Well, what about Mr. Mustard? That is funny. Mr. Mustard comes in. He says, your daughter's acting a little cool.
Yeah.
A little too cool.
Yeah.
So now she's guilty. She's getting locked up for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's in there watching cartoons.
Yeah.
Seems like she's enjoying them.
Yeah, she's pushing it down.
Not even noticing the adults smoking around her.
Yeah, long-lasting effects of this.
Such
in
a
more
weird
than one way manifesting.
Bag. Weird evidence bag that they had.
Yeah.
Looked like it was made out of some kind of fabric or something like that.
Good spot. Yeah. That was the thing that David Cronenberg was most self-conscious about when he filmed this. Made out of
cheesecloth or something. Didn't look just like a plastic bag. But it
gotta be the most delicious rag.
Blood all over it. But yeah, they're thinking that she had something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yellow in this office, you know. That's the thing. Chairs, signs, doors that can't be ignored. That's an old Turner phrase, isn't it?
So Barton.
Yeah.
Barton's out in Halifax.
Yeah.
She takes her home. And it's really funny how he's like putting her to bed. And he's like, let's do some story time, honey.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even have to read you a story. I can make one up. I can just tell you one. How about you tell me a story?
Yeah.
What happened to your grandma?
Yeah. Too soon, bro.
I
don't use bro lightly, but too soon, bro.
Read Detective Works for Dummies before you did that.
Yeah. And then, of course, you
have to draw out the memories.
Yeah.
Draw them out.
Now we're speaking of trauma, the drama of missed phone calls in that day and age. How about that?
And you get to see more of where she's staying, Nola.
Yeah.
And it's not as nice as everything else you've seen of this place so far. It's almost like not even a log cabin, like a barn or something.
Dump shit.
Yeah. You went from like nice finished wood on the inside or the outside when they walked out of the theater. Like it just looked really nice and well done. Then you just
nice
see these
wood.
this other one.
You wouldn't paint over that wood. You'd want to keep it visible.
No, it has a nice finish on it.
Yeah, maybe a live edge here and there.
But where she's staying, it's like made out of pallet wood. You can see how rough they are. You feel the texture.
Yeah, it's not that bad though. If the weather is above 23 degrees.
And right now, it seems like it's just one room. You don't know how many rooms, how many attics, how many bathrooms, basements.
Yeah, have skeletons in them. You know what I mean? Sorry, twisting words. No trust. Yeah. Get well.
And then gets to start talking to her as Papa. Or no, first and he starts defending Frank.
Yeah, you're turning into mother.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, he just wants to protect Candy, just like I protected you.
Yeah, turning Candy into baby Nola.
But you didn't. You didn't protect me, Barton.
Yeah, it's Daddy. Just doing what a good father is doing. Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Hightailing it to Halifax.
Yeah. Frank is protecting Candy in the exact same way as I did you.
But you didn't.
You didn't what?
You didn't protect me.
And you shouldn't have looked away. Walked away.
Flew away.
I love you, but you didn't stop it. Why didn't you? Didn't you love me? Really reminds me of, I didn't know we were even going out.
What about that?
Can we still be friends?
What about that fatherly kiss that he lays on her?
Plants. Yeah, that's the smooch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I'm glad that they showed Halifax on an airport after that. Really made me feel cozy inside.
Well, for a second, I thought that he flew to Halifax.
Me too.
So I was looking at some of the shots driving around, being like, that looks like Point Pleasant Park.
Duped.
This place looks like Pryor Street.
Yeah. Yeah. So Grandpa's in town.
Yeah.
Candy's starting to look a little vacant. Damn. But as an aside, the snow's melting. Thus, the passage of a little time.
Okay, so he's going to a spot.
Right. And so he hooks up with this dude. This is all part of his investigation. I think this guy had an experience similar to his own, where he wants to kind of follow up and kind of get this guy involved in this sort of class action scenario. Unfortunately, on his way up the stairs, there's a funny little moment, actually, where he crosses the lady on the stairs.
I can't remember what she says. I can picture her, though.
Yeah. They couldn't have waited a second to do that take. I mean, this poor miss, right?
Just trying to get up. Just trying to get to her room.
Yeah.
She wasn't in the credits.
Mm-hmm. But then hooks up with this guy, Jan Hartog.
Okay. But before that was him taking the pictures of his daughter.
Right.
And, I get that he's trying to take some evidence of the bruises and scratches before they heal.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that the flower's probably a distraction.
Yeah.
But why right in front of the front window? It's just, there's so many parts of this movie that make everyone really creepy.
Yeah.
Even the lawyers and stuff like that later on. Everyone has at least one moment where it's like, ugh.
Yeah, a little ick.
I don't think he should be around a child either.
Yeah, especially, like as we ascend the stairs, we run into a tracksuit comb over.
Yeah. Sorry to barge in on your stop, drop, and roll exercises. Heavy on the roll. Dressed like a Mendelbaum.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was spending the whole time trying to figure out where I knew him from. Like, he looked vaguely familiar, right?
Yeah.
Like, he could be anything. Some kind of, I don't know, just as you try and run it through your database, you're, like, hitting on, like, a French Stewart, Donnie Wahlberg in fucking M. Night movies, or fucking some kind of earnest character.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I couldn't figure out anything that I knew him from. But a vessel, anyway, ultimately, to carry the message of the impeding concerns of what, psychoplasmics?
Yeah, psychoplasmics.
And other such boogeymen that the psychoanalysis medical community is should be looking out for.
Yeah. And you find out that the towel around his neck is actually quite practical.
Yeah.
Hiding that he's a Balchinian.
They need the...
But he does let Frank know that the psychoplasma will only bring out something that you already have inside you.
Yeah. There's a couple keys to unlocking this story as a whole.
Yeah, exactly.
Dribbled from nonsensical characters.
I think that actor might be in Videodrome.
It's quite possible.
He's I'm almost positive that I looked up a trailer for another Cronenberg, and he was in it.
Spotted him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's hard to figure out people on first blush sometimes in this.
Yeah.
Like, right after that, there's some drunk fuck that comes up and disturbs the doctor as he tries to depart from his own little overlook there.
And when he's like, I know I'm not gonna win.
Yeah.
I know I'm not gonna get any money. But the tabloids are gonna say, psychoplasmic causes cancer. Oh, sweet revenge is what I'm after. We got a whole club of freaks. Says that. We got a whole group.
Yeah.
Of us. Call ourselves the circus.
A whole brood.
Yeah, a whole brood.
A coven.
Yeah, exactly.
You're seeing Candy getting picked up at the park, right? That outfit. That was a bit of a red flag.
Silence.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said I'd recognize that gremlin get up anywhere. If we're moving along, we're just about at the first base.
When the father shows up.
At the park? When they're just hanging out there?
Or no, Barton.
Yeah, disturbing the good doctor. That's what I was saying. At first blush, you're not sure. This looks like maybe it's just a crazy person. But it's her father.
Taking a quick shot. He gets caught with the flask. And he gets out and wants to talk to his daughter. A little too late, Dad.
Yeah. No good.
I'm trying to protect her now. Smelling like ring dings and Pepsi.
At best. Gonna have to sell that car.
And then he leaves and they're like, should I have stopped him? Nah. He's drunk. He'll get rid of this problem for us.
Yeah. Things get romantic. There's a date afoot. Isn't there?
Yeah. But Candy, she does all the... she's working the puppets in this one. She's the one who hooks Dad up with the date.
Yeah, oh yeah. She's great in Wingman.
She said she's hungry. Why don't we bring her over and feed her?
Yeah.
And you can tell that the dad is like, don't mind if I do.
Yeah. And you get one of the better lines in the movie through this part, where it said, she married me for my sanity,
Oh, I love that.
hoping it would rub off.
Yeah. I have that written down.
Yeah,
Married me for my sanity, hoping it would rub off. I didn't think it would go the other way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then the father's coming in or whatever, giving an update on his failed attempt to infiltrate the facility.
Fucking loaded.
Saying they need to band together and storm the gates at 0800.
Oh, you're a good man, Frank.
Yeah.
We're gonna kick their ass. I love you. I love you.
It's looking like Frank Costanza, the father there. Booze hound sniffing out clues.
Yeah, fucking drunk baboon.
Yeah. The death of his ex-wife there. And he's hanging out around that, tape outline. Right?
I knew she was sharp on the corners, but
Yeah.
I didn't think it looked just like her.
Yeah, 79. What are we, predating Chalk? Or dealer's choice when it comes to tracing the deceased people?
And it seemed like that was kind of in a hallway. Where when she got laid out, it was like right in the middle of the kitchen.
That could have been her final resting spot, though. Let's not.
Well, when Candy came in and saw her, she was still there in the kitchen.
Well, Candy didn't drag her, bro.
Who did?
Ugh.
Christian?
This is all too much to bear.
You think little Christian did?
Oh, God. Maybe. Just kept croqueting until she was in another room slightly.
Frank knows this isn't going to end well.
Yeah.
So he asks if the teacher doesn't mind just sticking around.
Stay a while.
Yeah, he's already got the teacher. What's he going for? Babysitter? Stepmom? This guy's being greedy with the categories here.
Well, with that coiffed hair, what do you expect? But the father there, just dreadfully guilt-ridden, wouldn't you agree? I was thinking...
They're really playing with the darkness as he's walking up the stairs and walking in. And you just see silhouetted as he's walking into the room.
Yeah.
And later on, Frank's walking through the woods. And I just noticed how nice blacks look on film. It just looks so different seeing something.
Yeah. So rich.
Rather than how it would look on like today's standards.
Digital.
Just wouldn't look as nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's crisp and nice.
Things are too crisp. I know when that father hit the top of that staircase and got in that room, I was thinking I wouldn't even sleep on that bed.
Not the way he's doing it. That didn't look very comfortable, did it?
Yeah. And then we discover...
Oh, I love you.
Yeah.
Oh, what I do to come back to you. He's so drunk that he turned Irish.
And then we discover the little tyke.
Christian.
Yeah. Like a reverse monster under the bed scenario.
Yeah.
The monster is on the bed, and the defenseful child lies beneath. On the snow globes dripping. Yeah. Is it a Christmas movie now?
These guys are very creative with the melee weapons.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And there's other snowman imagery earlier on in this, you know? Anyway, smash, bam.
And what about throws one of those balls right through the wall?
Oh,
see that?
Oh, fuck yeah!
What an arm on this guy!
Oh,
there should have been an early scene.
That's what I put exactly. What an arm!
Yeah, I know. And how else can you describe it?
Yeah,
there should have been an early scene of him playing catch with Candy, but Candy just can't throw it at all.
Yeah, but yeah, he smash, bam. beats the Halifax right out of this fucking
Barton.
movie. And that's a wrap on the maritime references.
Yeah, he really thinks up Barton, doesn't he?
Yeah, caught red-handed, but you're right. What a fucking arm. So during this slow check of the place for the guy, I was actually thinking, like, how are these storylines even going to intertwine? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the one hand is this family tree filled with legacy abuse and like other is like a clear and present threat. You know what I mean?
When are we gonna get to the courtroom drama?
It's like if Chucky became a real boy and then dressed like Kenny from South Park.
Yeah. See, I walked into this knowing a lot more about the film than you did because of watching that documentary.
Right. How long did they talk about it in this thing?
And it was very quick. It's like 5 minutes a movie.
But I guess you can jam a lot of this in the 5 minutes. I mean, we can't, but
So
people.
at the end, I'll get to like a little bit more what they were saying about it.
Mm-hmm. Did they talk about how easy this guy goes down?
No.
When he gets in, they have their little skirmish in the bathroom there. It doesn't even seem like he gets hit or anything.
I was like, did he slit his throat on the back of his collar or something?
Yeah. 1 second he's trying this like piggyback choke attack, and then the next with literally no like visual thing happening. But yeah, maybe he did catch something to the throat. But yeah, I was wondering if I missed something along the way there. He seemed to go from perfectly fine to iced.
I thought he reversed the speed choke.
Mm-hmm. And another great line is when the police come right after that.
Kind of just like a car. Just ran out of gas.
They really
that poor
pushed
boy's
it.
on E.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the kitchen, knocked everything over. Yeah, he wasn't eating.
And even that lawyer has such a weird voice. Like, I don't know if they had to ADR his whole... Like, every time he's there, it's just so disconnected and kind of like... It's really like at a certain octave you wouldn't expect this guy to have.
Right.
And this is when they're... So they take him to a lab.
Yeah. But when the police get there, did you see... or hear that line where he goes, we weren't looking for something that small.
Yeah, no. Yeah. This movie did have, like, the right amount of cheese.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually impressed with, how it has the right amount. Some of these movies of, like, especially watching for, like, 70s horror films.
Yeah.
It's just unbearable. There's just too much.
Yeah, like the daycare teacher is catching all kinds of flack on the telephone.
Oh, yeah.
And she just, like, puts the pillow over it.
Yeah, smothers it.
Yeah, smothers it.
The side chick's not supposed to be answering the phone. That's rule number 2. 2.
And then where are we now? I know we want to talk about the color.
Calm down and have a smoke, would ya? No warning labels in these days.
No. Heard they just got more intense.
Yeah.
On the filter. They're going to have writing now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Quit it.
Don't. Well, it's going to be better than the fucking area code that's on them now.
That's probably still going to be there.
So I think this is when it goes to the lab.
Yeah, the coroner's office.
Yeah.
In the
got no retinas.
It's like a black room, but it's more like pink, purple.
Like a purple hue.
Like you're the one who knows all the
were they trying
hex numbers, you know.
I don't know if they were trying to convey like this is how these broods see, because it was at the same time, and it almost didn't have the hue until they said that he's got no retinas and he most likely only sees in black and white.
Well, that wasn't black or white.
I know, but it was more accurate. And they're even like, yeah, like I'm sure there's some metaphor in here of they're saying that his vision must be very blurry, and he only sees in black and white.
Right.
And then they also say that he's got a real hair lip.
Yeah, no belly button.
No, yeah, and there's something else that you might notice that's rather provocative. I was like, this guy's a creep too.
Yeah.
Everyone's creeping me out.
If you're no belly button, then you weren't born.
And this kid's just
Get a double check. Dun dun dun.
and it boils down to this guy's just a third hump.
Yeah.
The camel's third hump.
Oh my God. Speaking of delusions, Nola's still loving that delusion, right? She's so locked in with this stuff now. Nothing happened, but like the change in her eyes. Like this actress is excellent.
Yeah. Susan Sarandon's cousin.
Like as a human, she'd just be the worst to talk to.
Yeah.
I was thinking, just stares 100% of the time.
Doesn't even blink.
No.
And the doctor. So the doctor and her are talking. This guy moves directly into phase 3. She's like, oh,
What's phase 3?
I wish that, me and Frank should get back together.
Yeah.
Cause
Pick up the pieces.
Is this when she wakes up and she's like, I had a great dream? She's like, me and Frank just have to get back to what we had before children. It was a beautiful marriage. And he's like, you guys had nothing. You'd probably be better off, with a guy like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this guy's falling for her hard.
Yeah. And I mean, the daycare one, like he's not taking the same route as her.
No.
Because she's out now.
Yeah.
She's saying his life is too much.
Your life is too complicated.
Yeah. Checking on Candy in here. Like it's always perpetually someone's bedtime in this movie.
Yeah, no. It's like, your life's so complicated. It's like, no, he's married.
Yeah.
It's just married. Like she doesn't even know how complicated it is. It's like, no, he's just got a wife and daughter, you fucking floozy.
That quaff. What can he say? And Candy's not on the bed.
I was fine with the wife and the silent daughter that doesn't speak.
She's on guard for Pinocchio. The navalist good guy.
I do have a funny story about a kid that doesn't speak. I ever tell you that story on air?
No, it's moot.
One time we went to a beach, like a private beach by Crystal Crescent.
Oh, right.
And we were all doing mushrooms. And when we first showed up, we were just like setting up our tents and
Thought
stuff.
you were milking a cow, but you're on the third beach.
Yeah, across the beach. So many others.
Yeah.
This
Unlimited milk!
older couple comes by, and they got this little guy with them. And they're like, oh, we'll just keep to themselves. We'll just keep to ourselves, and you guys can party as you want. Just clean up after, and if you need anything, we'll be over there. We got lots of wood if you guys are having a fire or anything like that. Okay, all right. So we're doing the mushrooms, and this is before film school. This is like probably one of the key moments of me being like, maybe I should write film, or like other people being like, maybe you should get into film. Because I started like just getting a little quiet. Everyone's around the fire. I was like, oh my fuck, guys, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, because that wiener's out and you're microdosing on
That's the last thing you want to hear when you're on mushrooms. And everyone's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
gonna die.
Hi.
Like,
Wait, the
you-
second?
Yeah, you're just tripping.
45 seconds?
Think about it, guys. The kid didn't speak.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, the kid didn't speak. We are gonna die.
It's a child of the beach.
And then the whole night, like even the girls, whenever, people would go off and do, they'd be like, there's always one girl that survives. Is it gonna be me? Like, people were buying right into this thing.
Yeah, well, Children of the Corn are nothing but little surfer kids, aren't they?
Or the damned.
Yeah, them too.
They like that in the corn? They all albino in the corn? I think it's
what
the
you
damned.
eat.
She looks a lot like one of the children of the damned.
Corn is kind of like a blonde color. Could blend in pretty well. Could be ideal. Couldn't it?
Mm.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor's office.
Goes up to see Candy.
Who goes?
He goes to kind of fall onto the bed on top of her, and then the blankets just deflate. Where'd you go?
Yeah, that's when she was on Gad for Pinocchio.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and then you get that classic shot, right? That Chekhov's 38. Doctor's at his desk.
yeah.
They don't hang on one scene for too particularly long in this. They got to get that gun. They got to show it early.
Yeah.
Know it's going to go off.
Yeah.
Unless that's before the rule.
And this is when he tells Chris to let all the rats free. We're clearing out this lab.
Yeah. I got so super distracted for a minute right at this scene with the Chekhov's gun. I was just thinking of how much time in a life that you spend opening drawers. Like between video games, have tons of drawers, and real life, and getting clothes out every day, or night side tables, or desks, or... Think about 2 days in a lifetime worth of drawers.
So how'd you solve that problem? Or is that inevitable?
What do you mean, problem?
How are you going to live a drawerless life from now on?
No, I think you just need to accept it. But you know what you don't need to accept?
Tell me.
A run-of-the-mill design on your bus. You know, you can go for a custom number. It doesn't cost that much more. A little bit of a bigger budget, but, you want to be the real Peterman, don't you?
Mm. Yeah. Fucking Mikey doesn't like it.
Yeah. This cuckoo's nest.
Yeah.
Fucking field trip they go on.
McPoyles. I'll get back on the bus.
Yeah, and... what kind of psycho places open cheesies the way they do in this movie? On the top of CRT TVs, open, with, one, hanging out? Yeah.
You lost a couple.
Yeah. It's so careless.
And the doctor's really turning into almost like an evil William Shatner or something. I'm trying to place where I've seen this guy. It's almost like he's a Bond villain.
A little bit, yeah. I didn't keep getting stuck in the weeds. In this fucking visual sand pits, I guess. There was this dude. The guy was he's got reddish hair, baldish.
Yeah, Mikey from the start.
Yeah. He's around again.
Because he's saying that Chris, when he's saying let everyone go, he's like, Mikey's not gonna like this.
No.
Exact opposite of a Life cereal commercial.
He's got he's kind of in that Twin Peaks character kind of mode.
He looks a lot like a character. I thought I had it when I watched it.
That's the acting flair I feel like he had anyway. A Twin Peaks delivery.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
off his gourd, addicted.
Almost like the guy from Mulholland Drive, the dream guy. But I want it to be Seinfeld so bad. But there is an actor that looks just like this fucking guy, or it might be him in something else. And he's acting kind of cuckoo in that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Balchinian brings Frank to meet him.
Yeah.
That laughing seemed kind of disconnected to you? Didn't look like he was laughing, but there was lots of laughter. I think they did a lot of ADR work in this.
Yeah, he's always got the composure of a guy mid-workout.
Yeah.
For sure. And like sweaty, you mentioned towel, practical.
Yeah.
I wasn't considering it practical, but it's just like, yeah, exactly. It's just a sense of where the fuck do I know this guy from?
Yeah.
It was making me crazy.
Oh,
but,
no, I'm talking about Mikey.
Oh.
I'm talking about, I swear I've seen Mikey or like someone that looks just like him in something.
Yeah, definitely him too.
But I got vibes about the other guy too.
Yeah.
And he's the one that's sitting on the bed laughing, watching TV. But it doesn't look like his mouth's moving at all, but there's actually like quite a laugh that I think your mouth would have to move a bit.
Oh yeah, it would have to really, almost in a body horror fashion, stretch.
Yeah. See a little teeth, at least. Like that. Exactly. Yeah. Perfect example. Act it out.
It's so funny that you're having that dilemma, because with tracksuit comb over, I was having the same thing. And in a levee breaking moment, I actually did look him up. And body horror is one thing that I find shocking. But what is really shocking is how little I know him from. Fucking Existenz, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think he was in a couple episodes. Oh, no, Jason X he was in.
Oh, yeah?
And he was also in the Friday the 13th TV show. But that might have been the one that had nothing to do with... Like, it was a... Like, Friday the 13th and a different superstitious story.
Oh,
way.
yeah?
Almost like a Goosebumps type show, right? Anyway.
So, yeah, Rickety Cricket, you can bleed on command, or what? Didn't Mikey, like, was ready to show the fucking waterworks come out? Because he was at the start.
Give him an example?
He's got all the holes. And I think that he was saying... fuck. Did he start bleeding out of them while they were talking? Because he's talking about... You know, he's giving a bit more information to Frank about how, you know, how it works in this retreat. And how Nola's like the queen bee. So he wanted everyone to leave except for her because he's trying to get close to her. When he's like kind of talking about how good the doctor is at what he does. He's like, no one does it like the doctor. Not even Daddy. Like he's a better piece of shit father to me than my piece of shit father ever was.
Fuck yeah.
And I can't let go.
But anyway, less mysterious. They're back at school. And this is where some of the lazy developer kicks in, doesn't it? It's an instance of where instead of creating a new exciting character, they just reuse the same sprites.
Well, you know, Edge and Gangrel show up.
Double trouble.
Yeah.
The navel-less, nameless, faceless.
Navelist, yeah.
Like Kronberger sliders.
Yeah. But they did it, you know, you didn't know yet. Yeah, it almost looks like these two kids are just going to pick on her or something like that.
Yeah.
She gets cornered as she's going to hang up her snowsuit.
Yeah. Then gets put down for nap time.
And they kind of push her down. Or not push her down, but like push her away. And like, you have to hide in this room. And then pick up a couple wooden mallets.
Yeah. And bringing that trauma on for the entire class. Horrified onlookers, all about 4 years old. You know, if we're doing demographics here.
This is gonna be a slobber knocker, JR.
Yeah.
Gangrel and Edge. They picked up the weapons. They're going after Miss Man. Oh my God, they're on the table.
Yeah, another instance, of course, where that Men in Black memory wipe would be good for this classroom.
Yeah. And there's one kid that looks right into the camera.
Yeah.
And that's the kid that they end up giving the big paycheck to. He goes running out of the room. You follow him a little bit past Frank. And already...
Oh, yeah, we're lucky he was able to arrive on the scene so fast.
And this kid got the role of a lifetime. He got more lines than the daughter did in this one scene.
Yeah, she doesn't say a heck of a lot. Work to her strengths.
So Frank goes in and finds the teacher's body. This is probably... Yeah, they did a way better job on this than they did the grandmother at the start.
Yeah.
Like, almost like they gave her the bluish contacts. Or there's just... The blood was more realistic. Yeah. There was something about this that was a lot more effective.
Yeah, morbidly grotesque.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
But back at the other place, the doctor and Nola...
The ranch.
It's all calm on the ranch. Meanwhile, that crib is being stormed elsewise. Like, they think they finally nailed down where they were.
This is where she wakes up and thinks that everything was a dream.
Yeah.
And she's, like, feeling a lot better. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, that's when she's talking to the doctor and things are calm.
Yeah. And he's like, oh my God. No. The therapy. It's working. This isn't what I want. This isn't how it was supposed to go.
Doctor,
she's less dependent. Almost seems like, okay, maybe it's time for her to go home.
Meanwhile, they're chasing the herrings, looking for them. And
go to that little attic that they used to live in.
Yeah. Tell me again why we're here. The cop is like, they're totally losing the interest of the cops here. Yeah, like, full support is dwindled completely.
Can't we just say the girl did it?
Yeah.
Oh, she's missing. They stole her. They abducted her.
Yeah. And that's actually where you get that, probably one of the more iconic shots of the movie. On the road there.
And walking in the snow.
Yeah, and the red truck coming. It's snowy for setting the scene. Like the foreground.
Looks like Fargo kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. Or like South Park.
Yeah.
Little Stan, Kyle, and Kenny coming up the road holding hands. Dressed in yellow, red, and
purple? Fuchsia. And
more
this
like,
is when,
more like that blue from the beginning.
Yeah, this is one of the shots that were in the Shutter doc, because it made it seem like these kids were more integrated, like they were actually going to school, going to classes, not just showing up and killing people.
Yeah, true enough.
So it shows like I know. I knew some of like the ending and some of the premise and stuff like that, but I was still misled.
I was almost thinking that the kids were turning into them gremlins in that moment. Like, one kid, the second the kid's normal, then he, werewolves out into this little gremlin character.
You're waiting for Candy to show face?
Be in close contact. Tell you, I was waiting for that red truck to stop. Yeah. But it kept going by.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
So they're in the little attic apartment, and there's a picture of the doctor on the wall. Right around pictures of Varnson, Van Nostrand, Pennypecker was up there. And there was a couple books, which I thought you might have paused and read the books.
No, I didn't. I remember radio futzing, newspaper futzing.
Yeah, I futzed.
Visual exposition at its best.
Yeah. One Mind's Eye by Arnold Newman.
But this is where I was thinking about the addict, actually, where he's hungry and his face is held a palm for the entirety of the conversation, pretty much, right?
Is there any connection between these addicts?
Yeah, they're both high in the house.
Oh, and there's even a shot, a little foreshadowing, where the doctor's coming around. Like, you actually see the outside of the exterior of the barn that she's staying in. And he keeps, like, looking up to the top.
Is that where it's blue hour out?
Yeah.
And he's like driving around some?
And he sees the broken window? No, that's coming up.
Oh.
But he's making his way down through the woods, and he's walking around the barn, and he's...
Yeah, the color change is kind of weird as he's going. It's like blue, and then it turns into like the regular color of like if you were next to like a 4,000 watt light.
Yeah, possibly.
Something warmer. Yeah. I noticed a little bit of that. That like... Yeah, that's big money saved, that walk in the woods, because that little car jaunt had some production value to it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. And this is where you see them walking in the snow.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but think, where are they getting these snowsuits?
Yeah, they're probably there at the cabin in the woods.
Yeah, there's a
knock at the
seamstress
cabin
out there. All the money that this guy's forking out. You see him
skulking.
He doesn't want to sleep. He's fucking with the radio, trying to find some good tunes, getting the coffee going. Yeah, he just looks completely exhausted. And he's reading the paper. His daughter's in the front of it. It says, "Must find the dwarf killers." And then there's a knock on the front door. Who might that be?
The addict.
Mikey.
Yeah.
And I love that he comes in. He's like, "They're following me. People are following me. They're always following me."
That's when...
Yeah. And this guy, like, he showed up for no reason at all. He didn't come with any answers.
No, he sucks.
He just showed up. And then he's saying...
He's just there to get a paycheck.
Yeah. And then he says... how does that go? She said, is like, Nola's looking after them, or they... And he's like, "What do you mean they?" And he's like, "The disturbed kids.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen the brochure? There's tons of them down there.
Yeah.
They're freaking me out." And then he just leaves Mike in his house.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I would have loved to see that deleted scene.
Stay warm, Mikey.
In the fridge, taking a shower.
Fucking shitting up the walls.
Yeah, exactly.
In corners, drawing on his heater.
Pictures of people eating each other's dicks.
Beautiful imagery.
And then there's that driving shot.
Yeah.
Where he's driving up the road, and then he was supposed to take a righty.
Yeah, that cost fucking...
Takes a Reggie.
25 grand to make that.
Yeah, they must have been done that real. We're like, "We're not filming that again. You fucked up."
No, it's one time, one and done. But that gets you to the cabin in the woods. You knocking at that thing? Or are you just going to skulk around until the doctor walks out by happenstance?
Yeah, I know. It was...
Could have been there all day.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's the move here?"
It was funny how the timing of it.
Yeah.
And how he's like... Yeah, I know about the kids.
Yeah.
There he says something.
Yeah, he's
he's like,
putting all the pieces together.
I don't know what you're talking about. And then just walks away from him.
Yeah. Yeah. They brought Candace here.
Yeah. The teacher's dead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, there's still stuff that the doctor's putting together.
Yeah.
He doesn't know all.
Yeah.
He's a little surprised that the teacher's dead.
Yeah, you're like, are these little farts the doctor's minions?
Yeah.
Comment?
Yeah. Oh, I bet she really likes being the surrogate mother.
Yeah.
She's not a surrogate.
No.
She's their mother.
Yeah, they're the real mother.
Does the perfect
children of her rage.
Yeah, does the perfect. Let me just walk over here. I got a gun. I have a gun.
Yeah. What say you? And why? She's one of them. They exist. The subconscious. The brood.
They're killing everyone the mother hates.
The brood beat her.
Yeah. She was a little annoyed with Candy. That's why she just got a lashing.
Mm-hmm. She released the rage, and then...
Yeah, they feed off her rage.
Her rage exacted her revenge. I can't believe Halifax lives in this world.
And even like Frank is like, I don't trust you. And the doctor's just...
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna have to do these things, but you never go full apologetic lover.
Yeah. That's the thing, like how this guy has the perfect plan of how we're gonna save this.
I know.
And it's like, why should I trust you?
Yeah, keep the brood neutral, keep it cool and breezy, baby.
Yeah, act like you want her back.
Yeah. Can you do that?
I'm not doing it.
I don't know. But it's got to be a fine balance, right? Razor thin margins on their temperaments.
Yeah. Keep her calm.
Good luck, Frank.
Yeah. So,
enter the Winter Woods Palace.
Yeah, no, there's like a summer camp up there, wasn't it? All the bunk beds.
Yeah.
What's with the ones that sleep sitting up?
Yeah. And Frank and Nola having a showdown.
Even that's kind of comedic, how the doctor's like, hello, no, ugly kid. Oh, no, another Broodian. He's so disturbed.
Yeah.
Oh, Candy.
Yes. It took me ages to find you, Candy.
Sweet little Candy. She thinks it's just a dream at start when Frankie walks in.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to have a disarming conversation with her.
Yeah, and a lot of this scene was actually in the Shutter doc.
Oh, really? This is one they focused on, eh?
Yeah.
What for?
Well, because they were saying that the whole meaning of the film is basically how men deal with pregnancy, because it's something that they'll never fully understand.
Right.
Everything they see, everything that they witness or a part of it is so external. So, you see your wife and you see her body changing and she's growing this being inside of her. And, sometimes it will gross or, repel the husband away a bit.
Canadian Eraserhead.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And he's known as the Lynch of Canada.
Oh, really? I can see it.
Wouldn't he be? Have to be, right?
Yeah.
Huh. How about that?
Yeah, she's even saying that...
It's handled with kitty gloves, kind of, this whole scene.
But she's saying to him that, you never took the time to educate yourself. And he never asked questions. Something that's so natural to her seems so abnormal to him that he completely stepped away from it.
Yeah.
And let her feel a bit abandoned.
He's doing well now. It's just like recognizing that they lost touch, that they just need to keep communicating. And yeah, no, he's using his communication skills. I'm ready. I'm listening. I'm thinking, good job.
Yeah. Think it's good acting on his part, or is he
Yeah.
being sincere?
Yeah, but Nola just keeps pushing the boundaries, doesn't she? She's saying, "Are you ready? I'm special.
Do you want to see this?
Strange adventure."
Big reveal?
I'll take you on this adventure, Frank. But yeah, big reveal. I guess a peek in the Santa's workshop.
I thought Bo had a big sack on him.
Yeah, see where the elves live and where the presents come from.
I didn't take in consideration that the little other bumps were other sacks growing.
Allegories.
Yeah, she's only got the one. But it's, I guess, ready to pick. That apple's ready to pick.
Yeah, she's got a whole, I guess it looks like she's got a set of bagpipes on her lap.
Yeah. And it's time to hatch that egg.
Yeah, it's not fully his bag. Like, you can tell from the expression on his face.
Yeah, did she have none of this before the plasma? The plasma brought this out of her.
But then, like, you get a brief reprieve here because the doctor does hit pay dirt.
Yeah,
like,
talk about an Odie.
yeah, he's found bunks are populated with the whole student body. But yeah, it's jumping back and forth with this pretty sexy scene here, right? The load of apple of my thigh. I don't know. How do you describe this? You care to go into more depth? I mean,
Well, it's an external womb.
This is the director's trademark, right?
In scientific terms, it would be an external womb.
I guess so.
And that's why they don't need the belly button, is because the umbilical cord is on the outside.
Yeah.
That's what connects the sack.
Right.
But there's only one way to get that puppy open. They don't have any scalpel. Chris is gone. There's no one to grab the scalpel for.
No.
So
yeah, run us through it. How does this system work?
well, she does that same, stretch that you've been working on to get down to the sack.
Oh, the fucking Wes is more.
Yeah. And tears it open, much as you would like.
That bag of cheesies from earlier. If you were a psychopath.
I'm trying to think of.
Fucking gas station candy.
Yeah.
When they sell it in that, what do you call that? Saran wrap bags.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something that I would have. Dante would have seen me use my teeth to open, and then he tried to do it, and I was like, you can't teach these things. You gotta watch what you do at all times. But she's pretty thorough, she's got a whole, she got it pretty down pat, how she bites into the sack. It doesn't hurt the baby.
No.
That blood...
Gentle teething.
That blood was already out there. And, cleans them up.
Yeah.
Which, we're not used to as humans, but in the wild, that's how it's done.
Lick it up. Lick it up.
Imagine if that song just started playing.
That would be rad.
I think we should rescore this film.
We didn't come here for love.
Do I disgust you? No, baby.
You're lying.
No, baby, no. I'm just so turned on right now.
Yeah.
I can't bear to lie. I'll come over there right now. You're gonna have to put that baby to bed.
Yeah.
Maybe not even crying this brooding.
Ugh. And then you can see, like, if that was foreshadowing, Like, they're a bunch of face huggers when they come down to it. You see what they did to that doctor?
Oh, yeah. Fucking ganged up on him.
Yeah. Congregated on him, these guys.
Yeah. They're jumping off the bunk beds.
Yeah. The weights of the world hanging off his shoulders.
And they're just tiny fists of fury.
Yeah. Then they all turn around. That's a cool moment.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
And just, that's one thing that, you can always ask. I know it's a movie. It's got to be a good movie, but people always just have to stay and watch.
Yeah.
And it was funny because she's watching the whole thing but covering her ears. And so many people actually do that, like in the theater, for instance, when they're watching a scary movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I probably would have went with the sounds. Like, would you rather be blind or deaf?
Yeah. But then she leaves. She locks the door.
Yeah.
It's pretty casual, all things considered.
Yeah.
And, like, this is the climax, right?
Yeah.
Something's got to give.
And
Take it away.
downstairs, they can hear her screaming. So he starts freaking out, and he's like, you got to do something to stop them, because they're going to kill our daughter.
Yes.
And when they're punching through that wall and, like, reaching and grabbing, doesn't this seem like a shot that should have been shown in every one of those slap chop horror films, seeing a bunch of like, that was such an effective shot to see. Just, oh man, send chills down my spine.
Yeah. And then they do the old kill the main one and they all die.
Yeah, vampire rules.
Yeah. The chess queen of the film world.
Yeah. The Queen Bee.
Yeah. So we've seen that many times, right?
Yeah. But how many times before this did it happen?
That's what I was wondering, actually. And for a lot of characters, it's good fortune that trope exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes it's the only thing that'll save humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's all is lost. Like, if something doesn't happen, like, they're so outnumbered. Yeah, skirts the cheese of it's a dream.
That was I just want to stay on that for a second. That was the cool thing about Shudder, that 100 movie moments, is they show a movie that, might not have had any success at all. But they're like, this cool scene that happened in all kinds of, like, these huge successes in the horror genre.
Yeah.
And all these movies that and everyone else has talked about was all inspired by this film you've never heard of. And I found that super interesting.
Yeah. This moment is usually followed with everything going back to normal.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
But in this case, we see that a couple of hitchhikers seem to have been snake spitted their way on the candy.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening here?
Yeah.
Making room for a sequel? See those concerned eyes?
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if there was a Brood 2. Because, like, did you say that? That you thought they were tears? That kind of just pooled?
Yeah.
A little bubble effect? But I thought that was good.
A blister filled with salt water either way, right?
That was well done. Because they're driving and, they're just silent. Like, you can just see it in their eyes. Oh my fuck. So traumatized. But he's still, like, looking over at her, making sure she's okay. Yeah. He's a little more just like,
glad this shit is over with.
You can see she's just like, probably messed up for life. But then, zooms in on her arm and she's got the two little bumps. Two little potato sprouts.
Yeah. Clusters.
Yeah. And roll credits.
Yeah. Blah, blah, yada, yada, yada.
Which is another kind
filmed in Panavision, baby.
Another tropey thing.
You were wondering about that film.
When would Carrie have came out?
Should know the movie came out really soon after the book. 76?
Yeah, before this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Shudder said that Carrie was the first movie to have that everything's fine, and then the hand comes up.
Mm.
Kind of that setup.
Yeah.
For ongoing.
Yeah.
Or just, not everything's as great as it seems to these characters, because it's usually something that no one sees. Like, I don't think anyone was... Oh, yeah, the teacher was there to see the hand come up and Carrie.
Yeah.
But Carrie did start that. You see, and it's in Freddy Krueger. There's so many films. Jason. They all have that ending where everything's fine and then something happens. Mm-hmm. So I think that might have been inspired by Carrie as well and The Brood. Just that little bit. Like, that might not even been in the original script, but they're like, oh, we should end it like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Couple of options.
Yeah.
Give the dailies to the editors.
Yeah.
See what they can scrape together.
Yeah. See those tears on her arm? Kind of look like bumps, don't they?
Yeah.
It's got a shot.
Yeah. Zoom in.
We're going home. Oh yeah, he actually did say that. We're going home.
Yeah, of course.
Just like those lines that just don't need to be said. It's like, yeah, guy. We know you're not saying you're hanging out.
Yeah.
Let's just sleep here for the night.
Yeah.
So what
Rest
do you
for now.
What do you think, Nola? How things been going lately in season 4? She gets Mother of the Year, 1979.
I mean, she's in the running by default, but wouldn't be easy, or wouldn't be difficult to get her knocked off the list.
Think Frankie gets Father of the Year, 1979? Prom King and Queen?
He did his best.
He did his best. As a father, that's all you can do. As a creator,
yeah, a progenitor.
that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Roll the credits. So what did you think? Like, I've been trying to toss this into the mix for a while. Maybe, would it have been before the podcast that I watched that?
Maybe. Round Perfect Blue, though,
I
maybe.
can say from day 1. Okay, day 2. Yeah, season 2. Yeah, it would have been, because we watched that. I watched that on Shudder.
Yeah.
So it would have been right around there.
Yeah. No, it was pretty good. I'm glad to go back, and especially if it feels to me like it's early in a highly acclaimed director's career.
Yeah.
To kind of start from there and work your way back a little bit. Like, I jumped around a little bit. I've seen more than Videodrome, but, not that much.
I do want to watch more for sure. I'd like to see Videodrome.
Yeah, it was slick.
Yeah. I'm glad that we brought this, or at least that I got to finally watch it, because it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was I think Caitlin was probably pregnant, or we just had Dante around that time. So maybe that's what sparked my interest about this. But out of the 101, like, I probably saw 80 of them, or like a large number of them. I was surprised how many I've seen. But it was one of the ones that definitely stood out to me. And I think it was more castable than I even imagined, because it helped to have those little funny moments, like the father and being the drunken baboon, and the very square tape line of the... it's just got some of those things that were just
fucking
hilarious.
The hammerings.
Yeah, the hammerings.
Were even kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't super gross out. I didn't know what to expect in that department, but there was just like a couple of moments, but really fucking tame. Yeah, so not overly gratuitous for the most part, right? Yeah. A little bit of a body horror light, if you're just trying to dip your toes, I suppose.
Well, I think if the movie was gory throughout the whole way, it would have took away from the ending. So I'm glad, like, even when the doctor got it, was a little more brutal. It did get more and more brutal as it went. Like, it did seem very... you could see the strings definitely with, like, the grandmother.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know? It just looked like too red fake blood. But even the blood gut seemed to get more and more realistic as it went.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, body horror. Like, can you name another body horror film?
American Mary.
Like, Malignant, I guess, is, like, the movie I would suggest no one watches.
Yeah.
That was pretty gross.
Bring up happiness and slavery. Something I do once a year. The 9 Inch Nails video.
Oh, yeah, it's body horror.
Ugh. It's definitely, like, one of the first body horror things that I ever was subjected to. Hell yeah.
Did we say Carrie, 1976?
Yeah. Yeah, 76. I think that's the exact year that I said.
Yeah, The Fly.
What year?
Body horror.
Yeah, I guess that is true. It is creepy.
86.
I told you.
Tusk.
Tetsuo.
Tetsuo.
Oh, Tetsuo was brutal. Yeah.
Videodrome's actually considered body horror.
Yeah. But it's same director. So.
Yeah, I know. But, yeah, it did say that he likes to... that's kind of his bag, is the body horror.
Yeah. We'll have to check it out.
Reanimator.
It's a little more fun. Like, the tone of this one is pretty somber.
Human Centipede. American Mary. The Thing. Another one that I really want to see that was on that list, the autopsy of Jane Doe.
Oh, pretty vague.
It has Emil Hirsch and Brian Cox. Anyways, keep going with what you were saying. Sorry. Don't say it. My bad.
Well, I was just talking about it.
I think you're going back to Videodrome, or one of the movies that I said before.
Oh, yeah. I guess Videodrome was the only one I really had to go to. Thing is great. I wouldn't really call it, I guess, a little bit of body horror. Anyway.
I really liked American Mary.
Yeah, Tetsuo mentioned. I think we talked about that before on here. And how fucking brutal it is, especially auditorially.
Yeah.
And...
audibly.
Yeah, Videodrome was great. Oh yeah, what I was saying, it was like a little more fun, I think, than this. Like the kind of the setting of it appealed to me a little bit more.
Yeah.
But this one, you know, it had a little bit of that, like, it was a bit somber for most of it. There was some like little gemmy highlight stuff.
Yeah.
And not that it was bad, but it's not entirely like the zone you want to live in. You know?
Yeah.
But the gremlins were fun.
Yeah.
I really liked the colorful snowsuits and stuff. Like, that kind of stuff felt pretty originally.
Yeah, exactly.
And that scene of them walking, the three of them, even though it was just like a little nab.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it felt like something.
Yeah. And I think they did a good job of, you didn't get too much of anything. You know, nothing overdid the other.
Yeah.
It was all pretty smooth the whole way through.
Yeah. And they did manage to dovetail those two feeling very separate kind of ideas.
Yeah. And like you said, for a person that doesn't know what the movie's about, you know, it does have a nice disconnect between two stories that later on come together.
Not a bad dovetail.
Yeah, I like to hear about... I like to hear that. What else I was going to say is that I really liked the doctor. You know what I mean? It was really hard to figure that guy out.
It definitely
He always
was.
kept you guessing.
Like, he seemed good.
Yeah.
Seemed to stick the landing on having a moral compass.
Yeah.
But also a little bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like an evil doctor,
Yeah.
but he had some humanizing qualities. I liked that.
Oh, humanizing qualities, like for having, like,
I hate that. I would hate it if he was a know-it-all.
you can't call him an antagonist almost,
Yeah.
in a way, because,
It's just
but
that
he
Chris
is,
guy.
but a great antagonist has those qualities.
Yeah.
Right.
But you gotta hate a character that just knows everything. Like, it was good to be. Even he was shocked when he heard out that the teacher got killed.
Yeah.
And he was putting the pieces together as the story went as well. And I meant to bring this up earlier, but when I was saying that he was in the Four Musketeers,
Yeah.
he was also in Gladiator with Russell Crowe. And he was the slave owner that ended up befriending them and, helping them at the end.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw Gladiator, man. Like, probably like 20 years now, because it came out in like 99 or something, and up until 2004 I saw it probably 3 to 4 times.
Yeah. And this poor guy, they probably had to rewrite the script a bit, because he had a heart attack and died on set.
Of this?
Of Gladiator.
Oh, that's tough. Fucking course. Yeah. The thing that was 20 years after this.
Show you a picture of him.
I can kind of picture him. I remember Rufus. Or was that Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
I get him and Rufus mixed up back in the day. Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
And then, Art Hindle of Halifax, Nova Scotia.
What'd he go on to do?
Lots of Hallmark stuff.
Oh, God. Well, I saw an MTV Cribs with the dude from John Tucker Must Die. Jesse Metcalf. Man, he lives in a pimp crib.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was on like Passions, like a soap opera, but he signed a big deal with Hallmark. But this house seems like it's outside the range of how much, but it's encouraging, I guess.
Art Hindle on one episode of Friday the 13th, the series.
It must have been filmed in Toronto or something.
2
just
episodes
like
of Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
the Canadian offshoots of all these popular franchisos.
Yeah, he did a lot of, episode on this, episode on that. Played John F. Kennedy in J. Edgar Hoover, the TV movie. Just gonna see what he did after this. Fun and Games. Oh, he's in Porky's.
Oh.
He was in Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
In the 70s?
Yeah.
Before this?
Yeah. A year before this.
Damn. Fucking talking to Donald Sutherland. Talking about old Nova Scotia, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a tiny bit about New Brunswick. Just a little bit about old New Brunswick.
Samantha Edgar. Might as well see what else she did.
I think my camera probably would have stopped.
Oh, you think so? She did Hera's voice in the Hercules cartoon.
The show, not the Disney movie.
The Disney movie.
That's pretty good.
Well, how be?
That is pretty good.